this is your Pallavi ma'am. I hope everyone is doing well. So in my previous video we started with a solution chapter. In that we discussed regarding the type of a solution and the example for the type of a solution, and followed by we discussed regarding the concentration terms and the numericals also we have solved. I hope you have understood that part. So let us move to the next part of the chapter, that is called solubility. So solubility means what? So where I am going to take a one glass beaker, in that one I am going to have a definite quantity of a solvent. When I say solvent, the best solvent I can choose over here is a water. So take a measured quantity of a water in a glass container or glass beaker, and to that add a little amount of a solute. So here I could explain by taking a salt as a best example of a solute. Okay, so this even you can try in a home so that you can understand some of the terms that I am going to use here. So what I did, I have taken a glass beaker. In that one I have taken a definite quantity of a water, and that I am going to put a spoon of a salt. So when I put the spoon of a salt, what happens when I start stirring it, it dissolves in that one. So I could say it goes into the given solvent. Okay, and the term is we're going to call as a dissolution. Okay, so that is best understand as a dissolution. Now what happens, I'm going to put a little more quantity of the solute, little more amount of a solute or the salt that I have taken into the glass beaker, and again I'm going to stir it. So what happens, again that salt dissolves in a given solvent, means it goes into the solution. So what happens, the water or the solvent that I have taken has still more capacity to dissolve a more amount of a solute or a salt in it. Okay, and that condition of a solution we are going to call as unsaturated solution. Okay, means a little more of amount of a solute can be added to the given definite quantity of a solvent, clear, under, this is very important, under a given temperature and the pressure. Okay, so next what happens, I am going to add little more amount of a salt. Like now I have added a spoon of a salt, again I will take a third spoon and the fourth spoon. When I try to add the fifth spoon of a salt, what happens, the solute will start will stop dissolving, I could say, means will start settling at the bottom of the container, at the bottom of the glass beaker. Means what? How much amount of a solute that can be dissolved in a given solvent has reached its extent level, I could say, or a saturation level, where a further more solute can't be dissolved by the given solvent. Okay, and that state what we are going to call, it is called saturated solution. Now whatever the salt solution I have got has reached its saturated state, means how much ever the salt I am going to add, it will start settling at the bottom, it will not go further dissolution in that one, provided under a given temperature and the pressure. Okay, so this is called what? The dissolution and the saturated solution and the unsaturated solution. I hope you have understood this part. Now one more thing is that crystallization. So here what happens, when initially in the glass beaker, when I start adding the solute particles, it dissolves in that one. Okay, so 1 spoon, 2 spoon, and the third spoon when I add, when the solid particles I am adding to the solution, okay, where the salt that is already present in a dissolved condition, okay, will collide with one another. Okay, will collide with one another. So there what happens, the dissolved start when collide with the solid salt that I am putting, the salt will start reappearing. Okay, so that state what we are going to call it as a crystallization. Okay, I hope you have understood this part. At one stage what happens, the dissolution process and the crystallization process will reach an equilibrium condition. Means how much salt is getting dissolved, that much amount of a salt is getting crystallized or recrystallized. Okay, at equilibrium condition is reached where the dissolution will go on happening, at the same time the crystallization will go on happening. Okay, so this is called what equilibrium. This is how the solubility can be explained. The solubility is nothing but the amount of a solute that can be dissolved in a definite quantity of a solvent under a given temperature and the pressure. This is how I can define the solubility. So as I told while explaining these all terms, I tried to do on a simple experiment so that when we see the practical part of a chemistry, it goes into your mind very clearly. So for that reason, I did a simple experiment. Just go through so that you can understand the dissolution, crystallization as well as saturated solution and the unsaturated solution. Then we will move to the next part of the chapter, that is solubility, solid in liquid and the solubility of. Yes, my dear students. So here I have taken the solvent water. Okay. It's simply a small experiment which could explain you what do you mean by dissolution, the crystallization, saturated and the unsaturated solution. Okay, so let us just go with this one. So in both the class I have taken equal quantity or the volume of a water. So both consists of a water over here of the same volume. So what I'll do to this, I'll going to add a little amount of a salt. Okay, this is the table salt I have taken. Okay, let us add that one to here. Okay, just stir it. Okay, when you start stirring it, what happens? The salt obviously dissolves. Okay, means the more quantity or the solute will goes into the given solvent. That process, what we're going to call it as a dissolution. So dissolution is nothing but a process where the solute added will directly goes into the solution. Okay, you could observe the salt has dissolved or it is still dissolving over here. Okay, clear? Yes. Now what I'll do, so that a water that we have taken still has a more capacity to dissolve the salt in it. Means I could add little more of a salt to this one. It can also get dissolved in the given solvent. Okay, and this type of a solution we're going to call it as a unsaturated solution. Unsaturated solution means what? The solvent has still capacity to dissolve some more salt in it. Okay, so now you could observe you have got a clear water even in both. Agree? Yes. Now, so if I try to add some more salt in this one, so let us add some more salt. The second spatula I am adding. Okay, so add it and stir it. Okay, so when you stir it, obviously the salt will get dissolved. That means what? It is still an unsaturated solution. Means the salt is still dissolving, means the solvent still has the capacity to dissolve some more salt particles in it. Okay, it is still what? The dissolution is happening, at the same time it is an unsaturated solution. Okay, so you could observe the salt has dissolved here. Now just find the difference between both the liquid I have taken. Here this is a pure water, okay, and that is the solution now. Okay, can you find? You could see the turbidity, okay, so in the solution that I have prepared. Okay, so here what is happening? So now you could see the clear solution in this one. Let us add some more salt to this. Okay, so now I am adding one more spatula of a salt in this one. Okay, and stir it again. Okay, so you could see the turbidity is increasing here. Okay, so somewhat the solution is a bit turbid compared to the pure solvent I have kept beside it. Okay, so you could observe the turbidity is there. Okay, so the salt has dissolved now, means it is still an unsaturated solution. So what I'll do, if I add a little amount of salt into this one, okay, so let us add one more spoon to this one, so that just observe the turbidity is increasing. So you could say the process here is called crystallization. Means the salt is already present in a dissolved condition in this one, okay, where I am adding a spatula of a salt, that is a solid particles, okay. When they collide with each other, the dissolved salt that is present in the solvent, when comes in contact with the solid particles that I am adding, okay, it collide with those solid particles and it will try to reappear, try to crystallize, try to come back to its solid state. That process, what we're going to call it as what? Crystallization. Okay, so where we have explained the crystallization, dissolution, and it is still what? An unsaturated solution, because you could observe it is still clear solution. Okay, so just you could observe it is still a clear solution. Okay, so means it still has the capacity to dissolve some more salt in it. So let us take a little bit of salt and add. Okay, so here you could observe, again stir it. Okay, so you could observe the salt is still there. Means now you could see, now the solvent has reached a state where further more solute cannot be added. Okay, the further more solute cannot be added. Such state of a solution is known as a saturated solution. Okay, so saturated solution is the one where more solute cannot be dissolved furthermore. Okay, so this is what about the dissolution, crystallization, saturation and the unsaturation. Okay, provided at a given temperature. This point play a very important role. At a given normal temperature, I have explained these all 4 terms. I hope you have understood. Yes, dear students, I hope you have understood the experiment that I have given there, which clearly explains a practical part. What do you mean by the dissolution, the crystallization, saturated solution and the unsaturated solution. So in I believe, let us move to the next, that is the solubility of a solid in a liquid and the gas in a liquid. The factors affecting these two phenomena are like the nature of a solute will play a very important role, nature of a solvent, the temperature and the pressure. Here, the best example I could take, where I explained the experiment. So I have taken a water as a solvent. In that one, instead of adding salt, if I try to add the naphthalene or the organic compound in that one, okay, if I try to add an organic compound in that one, what happens? It will not going to dissolve in a given. Either it slightly dissolves or it is not at all soluble, or soluble in a given solvent or a water. Similarly, instead of taking water as a solvent, if I take a benzene as a, which is an organic solvent, to that if I try to add sodium chloride, what happens? It will not going to dissolve in a given benzene. So here what happens? The nature of a solute and the solvent will play a very important role in the solubility. How means? It goes with the basic rule called like dissolves like. Means what? If the interaction between the solute and the solvent particles are similar, okay, if the interaction between the solute and the solvent particles are similar, so that makes the solubility more easy. Okay, so it is like a like dissolves like. So for example, if I take a polar solvent, for example water itself is a polar solvent, that polar solvents readily dissolves the polar compounds or the inorganic compounds, we could say. Similarly, if I take a non-polar solvents, for example the organic solvents, it readily dissolves the organic salts or organic compounds in that one. So that is where the role, the nature of a solute and the nature of a solvent will play a very important role in the solubility of a solid in liquid. Next comes the temperature. So while explaining these terms, I told under a given temperature and the pressure. So already have a saturated solution means, so under the same temperature I have got a saturated solution where furthermore the salt can't be soluble. If I increase the temperature to the same solution, what I'll do, I'll give a temperature. I'll start heating it. So when I start heating it, what happens? The solubility will start increasing. Means the salt which was settled at the bottom of the container will gain energy and will start dissolving in that one. Okay, means I would say the solubility of a solid in liquid may increase with the increase in temperature, or in some cases what happens, it may decrease. The solubility of a solid in a liquid may decrease with the increase in temperature. It is based on how the salt dissolves in a given solvent. If I take a solvent, if I add a salt in that one, while dissolving, the energy is absorbed, the heat is absorbed means. So when I say the heat is absorbed, it is called endothermic reaction. Okay, the heat is absorbed means it is called endothermic reaction, where the container you could feel very cold. Okay, so when the endothermic reaction is happening, the solubility will increase. Okay, at the same time, if I take a solvent, if I add a salt in that one, if during the dissolution what happens, the enormous amount of energy is released. How will get to know the energy is released? The container will get hot over there. Okay, so that type of reaction we're going to call it as what? Exothermic reaction, where the energies or the temperature or the heat is releasing, the solubility decreases. Means if you go more, if you give a more temperature, the solubility goes on decreasing. Okay, so what I told, the solubility of a solid in liquid may increase or decrease when we give a temperature, or when with an increase in a temperature. It depends on whether it is an endothermic reaction or exothermic reaction. So the next point comes, the solubility of a solid in liquid is not at all affected by the pressure. Why? Because we know that with the increase or decrease in pressure, the solubility will not increase, will not decrease, because solids and the liquids are almost incompressible, we could say. Okay, so if I take a solid, if I try to compress, if I apply a pressure, it will not play any role, it will not undergo any compression over there. So obviously the solubility will not get affected with the pressure. So this is about what? The solubility of a solid in a liquid and the factors affect it. Okay, so nature of a solute, nature of a solvent, you could say the like dissolves like over here. The interaction between the salt and the solute particle should be same so that it can dissolve very easily. With the temperature, it may decrease or increase based on a type of a reaction, whether it is an endothermic or an exothermic reaction. And the pressure will play no significant role in the solubility of a solid in a liquid. I hope you have understood this part. Let us move to the next part, that is solubility of a gas. So yes, my dear students, we studied the solubility. I hope you understood what you mean by solubility, and I hope you understood the terms by the experiment that we gone through. Okay, I tried to explain by taking some of the simple things that are available in the home also. Okay, in that video, let us move to the next part. Okay, and I try to explain by using some of the Kannada words, so please try to make understand of that one. And here I have mentioned the 4 factors which are going to affect the solubility of a solid in a liquid. So solid to liquid alli yav riti soluble agutte, ಯಾವ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ವಿಚ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಸೆಲ್ಯೂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ನಾವೇನು ಸೆಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಸೆಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ನ ವಾಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್. Okay, water ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ instead of water, what I am going to take? Let us take benzene. Okay, let us take benzene as a solvent. So I have a benzene in a glass beaker. A benzene solvent ಗೆ ನಾನು sodium chloride salt ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ, when I do that experiment, actually what happens, the salt or the sodium chloride will not dissolve. ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಲ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಯಾಕೆ? ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಒನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ವಾಟರ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್. ವಾಟರ್ನೇ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೋ ಬದಲು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡು, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ನ್ಯಾಪ್ಥಲಿನ್. ಓಕೆ, ನ್ಯಾಪ್ಥಲಿನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದರ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Then what is the reason for these two factors? It is that here it goes with the basic rule, like dissolves like. What we are going to say? Like dissolves like. ಏನು ಹಿಂಗಂದ್ರೆ like dissolves like ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is quite simple. The solute and the solvent particle interaction ಏನಿದೆ should be similar. If they try to interact with each other, if the force of attraction between them is similar, then what happens? They slightly dissolve in a given solvent. So obviously like dissolves like we could say. So ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸೆಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದು ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. If they have a like interaction or the similar interaction with each other, they are soluble in a given liquid. Okay, so idistu artha agide ankotini. Yes students, so here nature of solute, nature of solvent artha agide ankotini. So next factor bandubiಟ್ಟು temperature. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ so ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ we saw thing that solute ಏನಾಯಿತು, it was settling at the bottom. Okay, so ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ that is at a given temperature. So given temperature ಅಲ್ಲಿ the solute or how the saturated solution will be formed. ಈಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಏನು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ವೆನ್ ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿರಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್, ಓಕೆ, ವೆನ್ ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿರಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಸೆಟಲ್ಡ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾಯಿತು, ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಡ್ ಅ ರೋಲ್. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ದ ಡಿಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, increase ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ by that experiment we can understand. But it is not a factor that every time with the increasing temperature the solubility increases. In some cases what happens, with the increasing temperature solubility may also decrease. Okay, so ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ let us take the solubility of ammonium chloride. Okay, so ammonium chloride, ಸೊ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ರೋಟರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವೆನ್ ಐ ಟೇಕ್ ಅಮೋನಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್, ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅಮೋನಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ವೆನ್ ಐ ಆಡ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್ ಟು ದ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ವಾಟರ್, ಸೊ ಯು ಕುಡ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್, ಯು ಕುಡ್ ಫೀಲ್ ದ ಕಂಟೈನರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್. Okay, the container will become cold. That means what? It is an endothermic reaction. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, see here, solvent ಇದೆ, ವಾಟರ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಸೆಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಸೆಲ್ಯೂಟು ಈ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೀಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಓಕೆ, ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಅಮೋನಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಗಿವನ್ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ದ ಹೀಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ಡ್. ಹೀಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕಂಟೈನರ್ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯು ಕುಡ್ ಫೀಲ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, the solution will be formed. The solution will be formed and the enthalpy of the solution ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಎಂಡೋಥರ್ಮಿಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಂಡೋಥರ್ಮಿಕ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿತ್ ದ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಕೇಸಸ್. Since it is an endothermic reaction, solubility increases with the increasing temperature. Okay. Similarly, let us take some other calcium salt. Okay, let us take some other calcium salt. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, so best example ನಾನು ತಗೋಬಹುದು sodium hydroxide. Okay, ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿರಬಹುದು sodium hydroxide pellets ತಗೊಂಡು when I add that one to the water, the container will become very hot. Okay, so container ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫುಲ್ ಬಿಸಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, the solvent that I have selected is a water, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೆಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಹೀಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೀಟ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸೋಥರ್ಮಿಕ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಹೆಚ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಎಂಥಾಲ್ಪಿ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹೀಟ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಹೀಟ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾನು ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಹೀಟ್ ಕೊಡೋ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ದ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಗೋಸ್ ಆನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಐ ಕುಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್. ಸೊ ಓವರ್ ಆಲ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಮೇ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ with the increase in temperature. Okay, if it is an endothermic reaction, solubility increases with the increase in temperature. If it is an exothermic reaction, solubility decreases with the increase in temperature. So these points you have to concentrate. I hope it is clear up to this. Next to last factor in the pressure. See, pressure anta bandaga we are taking here solid and liquid. Okay, we already know solid are incompressible. Solid na you can't compress by applying the pressure. At the same time, liquid also, it will not undergo compression easily, okay, by applying the pressure. So illenagtide, solubility of a solid in liquid, pressure ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿ, it will not going to get effect. Okay, since both are incompressible, it will not play any significant role in the solubility factor, especially solubility of a solid in liquid. So you ನಾಲ್ಕು factor you need to concentrate. Okay, so now the same four factor will going to affect the solubility of a gas in liquid. Okay, let us be going to discuss one by one this gas in a liquid, how it will going to dissolve. Okay, gas in a liquid and the takshana, best example I can take water. So sea water I can take example. Sea water and the takshana you could find many aquatic animals in that one. Okay, aquatic animals and the takshana even they also respire, right? So when they also respire, they need a oxygen. Okay, so where oxygen beku and takshana they will not come up and they will take oxygen, then they will go into the water. No, they have dissolved oxygen in a water. Okay, the oxygen is present in the water in a dissolved condition. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, DO ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, dissolved oxygen. ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, ಲೆಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, ಎಲ್ಲಿ, ವಾಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಫಾರ್ ದ ಸರ್ವೈವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಕ್ವಾಟಿಕ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್. ಈಗ now let us discuss the solubility of a gas in a liquid, how it is affected, how the factors will go into. Yes, my dear students, I hope you understood the solubility of a solid in a liquid. Okay, so let us move to the another part, that is the solubility of a gas in liquid. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಕೂಲ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಕೂಲ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಪೆಪ್ಸಿ, ಕೋಕೋ ಕೋಲಾ, ಯು ಮೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, when you open the stopper, okay, you could observe the fizz sound over there. ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆ, we're going to see the effervescence that is coming out of the bottle. Okay, that is the best example of a solubility of a gas in liquid. Innondu sea water or the pond water or the lake water, where the aquatic animals will survive. Okay, so allenirutte, obviously for the aquatic animals to survive they need oxygen. Okay, so oxygen gas will be present in the sea water or in the pond water in a dissolved condition. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, DO ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, dissolved oxygen. ಸೊ dissolved oxygen ಜಾಸ್ತಿನೂ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, ಕಡಿಮೆನೂ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ in dissolved condition, to be frank, the oxygen will not much soluble in a water. Okay, because it is a non-polar gas ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Okay, it will undergo solubility to the some extent only. Okay, so these are two example. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಮೋನಿಯಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಮೋನಿಯಾ when I add that one to the water ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಮೋನಿಯಂ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯು ಮೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ದ ಅಮೋನಿಯಂ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಕ್ಸೈಡ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರೆಡಿಲಿ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಲ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ HCl ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರೆಡಿಲಿ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಲ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಸೊ ವೆರಾಸ್ these are soluble, ಆದರೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ನು, ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ನು, they are least soluble or they will not undergo much solubility in a given solvent ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ in a given liquid ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ there is also the factors which will going to affect the solubility of a gas in a liquid. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು factor ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ the same factors. The first one is nature of solute. Nature of solute. ಇಲ್ಲಿ solute ಯಾವುದು? Solute is gas itself. So I am writing here gas. Okay. Second one is nature of solvent. Nature of solvent. Solvent nature ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಾನ್ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಾಲಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ temperature. And the fourth factor which is quite related to the solubility of a gas in liquid, that is pressure. So ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಬರೋದು ಇವೆರಡು ಇದೆ, especially theory exam. Okay, so let us discuss one by one. That is nature of a solute and the nature of a solvent, very related. In a simple way I could say, as I told, oxygen gas, nitrogen agli athwa hydrogen agli, when it is added to the water, it will not undergo much soluble. Okay, it will not going to dissolve much in a given solvent. Okay, yakendare these two are non-polar in nature. Okay, these gases are non-polar. So non-polar ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅಂತಾನೆ ತಗೋಬಹುದು. Non-polar gases are soluble in a non-polar solvent, or I could say organic solvent. For example, benzene, chloroform, ಆಗಿದೆ. Okay, similarly the polar gases like HCl. Okay, HCl ತಗೊಂಡು when I add that one to the water, it readily dissolves. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, that is hydrogen. Okay, so HCl readily involved in the formation of a hydrogen bond with a water molecule. Okay, for that reason it dissolves in a given water. Okay, so the nature of a solute and the nature of a solvent. Polar gases will dissolve in a polar solvents, whereas non-polar gases are dissolved in a non-polar solvents. Okay, the next factor that we are going to take is the temperature, very important. Okay, so you might have observed that during summer season, okay, summer season alli enagutte, most of the aquatic animals will die. Okay, so that you might have observed, even in the news, in many cases they have told. Okay, most of the aquatic animals will die. So what is the reason for that one? With the increasing temperature, see, the solubility of a gas in a liquid, ಒಂದು gas liquid ಅಲ್ಲಿ soluble ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it get dissolved with the release of heat. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು exothermic reaction. Okay, a solubility involves the production of a heat as well. Already ಅದು ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸೊ ಹೀಟ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗಿವ್ ಸಮ್ ಮೋರ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಒನ್, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಕುಡ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್, ಇನ್ ಸಮ್ಮರ್ ಸೀಸನ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೋರ್. ಆಸ್ ದ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್, ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ಡ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಥವಾ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಟ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್, ಇಟ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್. Okay, so from liquid dissolved condition ಇರೋದು ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ವಾಟರ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್, ಸೊ ದ aquatic animals will not find much gases or much oxygen to respire, so finally they will go to die. Okay, so can I say here, temperature is inversely proportional to the solubility. Okay, temperature ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಂಗೆ solubility ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವುದ್ರದ್ದು, ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇಂದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ವೈಟ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಸ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನಲ್ ಟು ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪ್ರೆಷರ್. ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕ್ವೈಟ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಕೂಲ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ಸ್ ಬಾಟಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಕೂಲ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ಸ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಪುಟ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟಾಪರ್, ಓಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ, ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಓಪನ್ ದಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್, ಆ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ತೆಗೆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೈ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ನ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ವೆನ್ ಐ ಓಪನ್ ದಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್, ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆದಂಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ವೆನ್ ಐ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್, ವೆನ್ ಐ ಮೇಕ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್, dissolved gas ಏನಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್, ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್. it start escaping out. Okay, with a fizz sound there. Andre with the increase in pressure, solubility kuda yenagatte increase aagta hogutte. More the pressure, more will be the solubility. That means pressure and the solubility are directly proportional to each other. Okay, clear? I hope you understood. Where in your theory exam you will going to get a question based on that one. How the factors temperature and the pressure will going to affect the solubility of a gas in a liquid. But most of the students will do a mistake here. They're going to keep the solid in liquid concept and they're going to explain with the increase in temperature solubility increase agate anta heltira, pressure will not play any role anta heltira. But please concentrate. This specially we're going to ask based on the solubility of a gas in liquid. Okay, so temperature will decrease the solubility, pressure will increase the solubility. I hope you have understood up to this much. Here this concept is taken, the pressure and the solubility is taken, it is explained by the separate law called or by the scientist called Henry. Okay, and this is famous as a Henry's law. Okay, so Henry's scientist, he explained how the pressure will play a very important role in the solubility of a gas in liquid. Okay, so let us learn regarding the Henry's law, Henry's constant and the significance or the application. Yes students, so as I told, the relationship between the pressure and the solubility of a gas in liquid was explained by the scientist known as Henry's law. Okay, so illondu sanna example tagotini explain madlikke ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, let us take two container. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಕಂಟೈನರ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. Okay, where we have liquid, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಿದೆ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಿದೆ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಇದೆ. Okay, so above the surface of a liquid ಏನಿದೆ, we have a gas here. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಿದೆ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, I am applying a pressure by the piston. Okay, ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ gas particles ಮೇಲೆ I am applying a pressure. So this is container 1, container 2. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, I am applying a pressure on the gas particles, okay, to the container. So this is piston. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಬಹುದು ನೀವು. The pressure that I am applying in the first container is little less. ಕಡಿಮೆ pressure ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, I am applying the pressure more. That is P2 is more in the second container, P1 is less. So can I write P2 is more than P1. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, as the pressure is increasing, okay, the pressure that I am applying is more on the surface of the liquid where the gas particles are present. So these gas particles will goes into the liquid more. So when they move into the liquid, solubility ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. So this condition was explained by whom? Henry's law. So Henry's law ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, at a given temperature, okay, at a given temperature, the solubility of a gas in liquid, okay, repeating, at a given temperature, the solubility of a gas in liquid is directly proportional to the pressure. Okay, a very simple concept. Or I could say in another way, ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, the solubility or the amount or the mass of a gas that is present in a given liquid is directly proportional to the pressure applied. So can I write the Henry's law, that is the mass of the gas that is getting dissolved in a given liquid is directly proportional to the pressure that I am applying. Okay, so M is equal to K into P. This is called proportionality constant. Okay, this is the one form of mathematical form of representing the Henry's law. Okay, so in another way also you can explain when the mole fraction term comes. Okay, so I could say according to Henry's law, if I consider a partial pressure and the mole fraction. What do you mean by partial pressure? Partial pressure anta helidre, the pressure applied by a particular amount of a gas anta helbodu. Okay, for example, in in a container I have a gas A, I have a gas B. ಓಕೆ, ಎರಡು ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ನಾನು ಕಂಟೈನರ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್. With the B component, let us take it has a pressure around 2 atmosphere. Okay, where B gas has a pressure around 3 atmosphere. Okay, now if I want to calculate the total pressure, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, 2 plus 3 total pressure ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 5. Okay, the sum of a pressure exerted by the each gas is nothing but a total pressure, and each gas what it is exerting a pressure, that is called partial pressure. Okay, I hope it is clear. So as the pressure increases, quite simple, as the pressure increases, the fraction of the gas that is present in a liquid also increases. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ನೀವು ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, more the fraction of a solute or the gas will start dissolving in a given liquid. Okay, so Henry's law can also be explained in this form, that is, at a given temperature, the partial pressure of a gas is directly proportional to the mole fraction of a solute. The partial pressure of a gas is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the solute, that is P is equal to KH into X anta helbodu. Okay, by removing this proportionality, I have put here KH. KH is nothing but what? Henry's constant. Okay, KH is nothing but what? Henry's constant. So when they are going to ask the question, state Henry's law. If it is for 2 marks, you have to state it and you have to write it in a mathematical form. Okay, so these are like a 2 form of representing the Henry's law. Okay, where the Henry's constant will play a role in the solubility of a gas in a liquid, where all the gases will be having the same value of a Henry's constant. Okay, so Henry's constant value will define whether the given gas is more soluble in a given liquid or not. So let us learn about that one. I hope you understood the Henry's law.